This is a video about the MAT placement exam at Missouri Western State University. From any web browser, type in placement.missouriwestern.edu and you'll come to our homepage. From this homepage, you can see that there's three things: take the placement exam, frequently asked questions, and resources. In our frequently asked questions section, we have a lot of information, but we're going to focus on four important pieces today. The first is the flowchart. The flowchart will give you the outcomes that will happen given your MAT placement score that you get on the MAT placement test. The next bit of information is a topics list. The topics list is a full range of topics that are examined on the MAT placement exam. For each topic, it has its own personalized video and worksheet available in the resource section. We also have a sample mathematics placement exam available for you to complete online. To access this, you're going to need your G number with a capital G and your month, day of your birth date. So April 28 would be 0428. Also, when you're ready to take the MAT placement exam, there is a link to schedule a time. It is a proctored exam. We will supply you with paper and calculator. And when you're ready, you can come in here and click this link. After that, you'll be asked to supply your name, your G number, and your Missouri Western email address, along with a phone number. Select the time and date, and then indicate whether or not you're going to need some accessibility options. If you need some accessibility options like extended time, it is your responsibility to contact the Accessibility Resource Center prior to examination to make sure that it is in the system to give you extra time. After that, submit this application and you should get an email back momentarily confirming your appointment. Please bring a photo identification for the exam and turn up about 5 minutes early. Now, going back to the index site, we will go and have a look at resources. Topic resources. For each of the 12 topics assessed on the placement exam, we have resources available. Again, go to the MAT placement website and click on the Resources tab. On the left-hand side, you can see that each topic is linked. By clicking on one of the topics, you can go to its help page. In that help page, there is an embedded video with a full list of questions and instructions over that topic. Again, you can either watch the full video or you can click on the individual portions of the video, such as simplifying square roots. For each one of these videos, we've attached a tutorial sheet. That tutorial sheet is used in the videos. So you can download this, print it out, and maybe take notes alongside the video. We also have a worksheet available for after you've watched the video and take notes, you may want to try some questions. For each one of these questions, we have solutions on our website. Also, we have electronic versions of these problems available. Again, to access this, you're going to use your G number and the password being the month, day of your birth date. Once you're in there, you can try any of these questions and you'll get an answer straight away. For each one of these problems, you can actually download a PDF version of all of the questions from this bank and work from it offline. Then, return to the bank and see if you've got the questions right. Each one of these banks has a link back to the resources that are available. And you can go from topic to topic and see that we have all these resources available. Taking a sample exam. Again, from any web browser, you can go to placement.missouriwestern.edu. From here, you can hit the Resource tab. In the Resource tab, you can look at Sample Placement Exam on the left-hand side, and you can choose to have a sample exam. This will link you to the sample exam that we're offering. You need your G number, and then you also need to input a password, which is going to be month, day of your birth date. After we input that, you can see that you are now in the sample exam. You have 15 minutes to complete the sample exam. You are allowed to do it an infinite number of times, and each time you're going to get new questions. Some questions have simple inputs. 12 divided by 2, well, that's just 6. Other questions will expand graphs. So here you can see that I have a graph that is expanded with D, E, and F. So all I have to do is put in the letters D, E, and F into the correct spaces. There are also other questions which are multiple choice. In here you have x squared minus 25 is equal to 0. We're solving the equation. The 25 goes on the other side. So the answer is going to be 5 and negative 5. You can separate those with a comma. Some questions are also in interval notation. Here, after we multiply up the 5, it's going to be negative 40. We can bring over the 4, which is going to be negative 36, and divide by the 2, which is going to be x greater than or equal to negative 18. In each one of these, we can click on Preview Test. Preview Test takes our inputs and renders what the computer thinks we're saying. So here, with my INF, you can see that it's converted into infinity. There's 3 pages that you need to click on. And you can see that there's various types of questions. When I'm finished, I can click on Grade Test, and it will tell me the score that I have out of 30. It will also show me which questions I got correct and which questions I got incorrect. Again, you are allowed to do this a multiple of times. Here you can see that I have a brand new exam. And that is taking a sample exam. Syntax and the placement exam. In the placement exam, you will be asked to input certain questions, and syntax matters. So if we look at maybe some of the questions, we can go to a sample exam. Again, you input your G number and a password, which is going to be the month, day of your birth date. You can see that there's a bunch of questions. Let's take a look at a question here. This involves radicals. Here, if I wanted to add these two radicals, would be radical 11 plus radical 11. The answer is 2 times the square root of 11. So to do that, I would type 2 multiplied by the square root SQRT of 11. I can preview my answer by clicking preview. And as you can see, the computer understands that SQRT is going to be the square root. I don't actually need the multiplied, but it's nice to put it in there. Also, what we can do is we can look at fractions or powers. Here, we're multiplying this 2m into this 4m plus 5. So the answer is going to be 8m squared plus 10m. 8m squared, which is to the power of 2, plus 10m. Again, I can preview my answer, and you can see that this is what I inputted. Also, maybe we can do combinations. So a question like this: I'm solving for x. To solve for x here, you multiply up the 3, which is going to be negative 15, and then you bring over the 8, which is going to be negative 23, and then you divide by your negative 8, and it's going to be negative 23 divided by negative 8. You'll see that it's still in there, but it's still the same number. I can also have 7 plus 1 on the bottom. And you can see that the answer still is the same, 23 divided by 7 plus 1. So the order of operations occur in the computer. So if I was to do square root of 7 plus 1, you can see that I would have this answer. And that's got really all you need to do with syntax on the placement exam. Taking the placement exam. When you're ready to take the placement exam, head to the Math Placement website. From there, you can click on Take Placement Exam and also schedule an exam time. After you fill out the following, you'll have to pick a time and a date that you can come in and take the placement exam. When your appointment is set, please make sure that you turn up 5 minutes beforehand and bring some photo identification. You will be given a calculator and a piece of paper. After the proctor records you, you can actually sit down on a computer and take the placement exam. Again, you put in your password or your username, which is your G number, and your password being month, day of your birth date. And then the proctor will come along and type in a password so that you can start your exam. You will have 15 minutes to do this exam. The questions are going to be 10 per page, and you can just answer them as you go on. Make sure that you visit all 3 pages and answer all 30 problems. After it's done, you can click Grade Test. Then the proctor will come down and type in the proctor's name and a password. After the proctor closes down your placement exam, within about 20 minutes you will be sent an email, and in that email you will be given your results and also the options available from your results that you received.